Jim, can you hear us?
Oh, did you mute mine?
Jim, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thanks.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Give us just a second. Okay, can you hear us, Jim?
Yes, I can. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, sorry.
Great.
For one commissioner. What's that? In a way, the one.
We started.
No.
Okay. You ready for me to start? All right, welcome to the Cottonwood Heights City Architecture Review Commission meeting on August 28th, 2025. Begin with welcoming and acknowledging those that are here and asking if any of the commission members have any ex parte communications or conflicts of interest to disclose.
No.
Thank you. None noted. All right, our first item of business will be item 2.1, project SPL-25-003, review and consideration of request by Colin Serlin on behalf of South Valley Unitarian for a certificate of design completion compliance for site plan revisions at 6876 South Highland Drive. And with that, I'll turn the time over to staff for staff report.
So this project is SPL-25-003, and the action request is for certificate of site plan revision, and applicant is a Colin Serlis. Yeah, then he's here. So after the staff presentation, if you have any questions, he can give some comment or answer those questions. And the project address is 6876 South Highland Drive. So the picture shows now is kind of like the exceeding condition for the church parking lot status. So, and this is from another side from the view from the Highland Drive. And this is kind of like an eager view from their whole site plans review. This is exceeding site plans. And so the South Valley Improvement Project, their request is to focus on the replacing the 45 years old parking lots, the payments, while expanding the scope to solve the multiple aesthetics and regulators and safety issue. Includes improve the curb appeals with the new pavements, curb landscape, trees, and removal the outdated curb sidewalk from the old Highland Drive. So from the pictures, you guys can see this kind of the old curb in the middle with the landscape, the thing they tried to remove. And enhance the safety through the improve the parking flows, ADA compliant design, and better circulations, and incorporate the waterways landscape using a native and friendly plan to reduce the irrigation demands, and add the stormwater retention system to meet the city required. And this part, they will review by the city engineer. Coordinate with the city inference include the future Cottonwood Heights past plan, utility, and the meters. And applicants in phases consider consistent with the general plan and the gateway overlay guideline, and address the long-standing circulation issue and improve ADA access and the safety, and introduce the urban forest concept with the native trees and the nature trail, and replace the turf with the low water airscape planting. So on the proposed parking lot site plan, you guys can see this is a new site parking lot design, and the green area is their parking lot landscape design and area. On the attached bio, they have a clear with those kind of landscape area. And from the staff analyze, for the landscape and the street tree area, the applicants proposed an urban forest concept with the native tree and underscore the planting and the nature trail. Turf grass will be replaced with the low water airscape planting, and consistent with the city goal for sustainability and waterways design. And this improvement contributes to both the functionality and the virtual character of the site and the public streetscape. And for this part, and city staff recommended conditional approval required to applicants to provide a detailed landscape plan during the building permit and the parking lot review process. And those plans must meet the Cotton High landscape requires.
Maverick, sorry, is this coming in front of us because it's in the Gateway
Yes,
District?
yeah,
Okay. And that's the only reason. It's not like there any conditional use that's needed. It's
no, just
simply-
because they're locating the gateway and need to
Yeah,
review and pass by the parking.
okay.
Yeah, commission. And for their site lightings, staff find the exceeding parking lots current has 2 lighting system. Because the revised parking lot is located in the adjacent to residential area and the fronts of the Highland Drive. So we recommend that retain the exceeding lighting without adding any new lighting fixture in order to avoid an unnecessary spread over into the nearby property or the Highland Drive traffic. And for the parking lot design, the revised parking lot designs improve circulation and organized by removing the sidewalk curb and the gutter that previous divided the 2 parking lot area. I'll show the picture later. And the new configurations provide more efficient movement of the both vehicle and the people use the sidewalk. And for the landscaping enhancement include the use of the pebbles and the tall grass along the parking lot's boundary, which improve aesthetic and reduce the visual impacts. The applicants converts the part of the parking area into the landscape, reduce the total number of the stalls. The applicant offsets some of this loose by converting an angle stall into the straight stalls. So increase the number of the space, the staff. So we still encourage the applicant to still do like kind of like an ankle design for the safety. So this is kind of their landscape plan, but not the final draft, just the thing they provide right now. So we can see on the left-hand side is exceeding situation. You can see there have not too much landscape things. And they changed to that area on the east, that's the east, north side there. This area to the landscape. Yeah, and they just changed this kind of like angle parking lots to those kind of street things too.
Now,
So they
you're
can be more-
encouraging to do angle parking?
Yes, I still encourage like the
Right.
applicant can do like angle one just for the
Right.
safety, and that's how will meet our gateway guideline.
Why is that? There is enough space between it, about 60 feet, isn't it?
Which area?
Well, for the parking can be 90-degree parking. So one question maybe I have too on it is that maybe I'm not totally familiar. Is this connected to the shopping center to the south and also to the 6850? Can you drive?
No,
Through
it's
there?
not connected to the parking lot.
So there's not an opening between the,
Can you bring up this plan right here?
yeah,
Yeah, this area.
no, yeah, that one there. So.
So here is, this is not connect, this is kind of like KFC's driveway, so it's not connected to them.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's connected with asphalt. Is there a fence there or something?
It actually does, can we,
This one?
it does connect.
It does connect.
Their driveway is a split, if you look there, you can see where the center of the driveway is right through everybody drives in. You can go right into ours or left into theirs.
That's what I'm looking at, that you come in sharing with the part with the shopping center
Yes,
The
yes.
entryway there.
entryway.
It's a big entryway.
And so this is like a thoroughfare then potentially going to 6850, right? Is that connected there too? It will be,
Here's another entrance here, yeah.
but I mean, right now you would have to go around the island,
Here,
well, not there, but
Well, you go through that drive in
Yeah.
the middle.
It's
Yeah.
hands on all. the
but
way.
so the new one still have the same pass through What about the new one? Is that going straight through then? You know, I would say the new is
So
the west.
you have the driveway here that comes,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
but, and then you have,
Does it
this
go all the
is,
way through here then?
yeah, this good, well, no, you go here and then there and then out here.
Oh, not
There's
here.
no driveway here
Okay,
and there's existing no driveway right there.
okay. So it is blocked right there, yeah.
So you still have to weave
Yeah.
your way through the parking lot lights, which I actually feel like what they're doing improves it quite a bit.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's improving it. But it is kind of a messy access and
I mean, they've got circulation. They'll have circulation all the way around
yeah,
here.
no, no, I mean, it's a great improvement, but, I kind of question the angle parking. That means that you gotta go in one direction. And,
They have,
I mean, how do you
they
get
have
out?
40 feet, 6 inches is what they have.
40 feet, 6 inches? Between, parking?
Can we make one comment about this, about the angle issue?
Sure.
The reason that we kept the straight ones is because as soon as you do angles, then you're defining a direction.
That's right.
So we wanted them straight so that, so you can see, actually, stand right here. So
Yeah,
when you come in here, if you go this direction, if there's no parking, you can go this way and continue to park here. And if you come in and go this direction, you can park here, or if you come through, you can park here.
right,
As soon as you do them angled, then you're stuck one direction, and
right.
if you go around this way,
Yeah.
then you couldn't, if these are angled this way, for people this way, then these people
Yeah.
couldn't park there. So
Right.
that's
I
why.
would agree with that.
Can you bring up the site layout plan, which is C03,
Yes.
please?
Is that CO3?
Yeah, CO3. If you look on CO3, it appears that their stalls on both sides are 18-foot 0-inch minimum and 9 feet width, which is your standard
Right,
stall, and then they have a 24-foot 6-inch drive lane. Minimum for that would be a 24-foot, so
yeah, I mean, that's the standards. And, anytime you can have a straight parking, it's better, I think, and particularly, I totally agree with the owner about circulation. Because you're forcing people to go,
so I was just zooming in on here so we could look at those dimensions.
Yeah, CO3, right?
Yep, right there. So you can see the 24.5 and the 18 and the 9.
that's 36, that's 50, that's 60 feet. So that's
Yeah,
the code,
18 by 9 is your standard
yeah.
stall and
Yeah.
your 24 foot,
5, yeah,
24 feet is your standard drive lane. So
Yeah.
at 24.6, we're actually giving them a little bit more. On the other side, they have 31
yeah,
feet,
more,
18.
yeah.
And then if you look a little down where the handicap stalls are, they actually have more room because that sidewalk angles down.
So why did staff recommend the angles stay?
You mean this part?
No.
The angle stalls.
You angle stalled, it's,
Yeah, because on the gateway design guideline, they always recommended all the new parking lot need to with like an angle design, those kind of thing for the safety.
well, that doesn't always work.
Uh-huh.
And then I would say that doesn't work here.
Okay,
So,
Yeah, I would recommend,
just a straight one.
yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, did you finish your
I'm
report?
sorry, yeah.
Oh, just last one, just like our council's authority.
Okay,
Yeah, so that's probably the last things I'll share, and after that will be discussion points. So I'll do really quick.
um. Are they proposing to come back with a detailed landscape plan?
They submitted a building for me already with just basically just the parking design, but not including any landscape. That's why we recommended they need to provide a landscape.
Yeah.
When we're doing the review process, we'll check if all their plan, they choose everything that meet the landscape required.
Well, they do have a lot of list, plants and all that, so I mean.
Yeah, but does not like
not
accept the
not
plan.
the
We,
real plan, yeah,
yeah, we need to see like a professional landscape design, those kind of things,
right.
include the irrigation system, those kind of stuff.
Okay, let me invite the applicant, if they have any comments, can come up and share anything, or are you good?
Does he have
I
something?
think we're good.
Okay.
You know, you guys have addressed a lot of the issues that we've thought about along the way. I mean, plan looks good to you. I don't think there's anything else that we need to declare.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
My thought is that, like, the purpose of the ARC reviewing projects in the Gateway District is to address issues of people coming into the city. Like, these are the access points where visitors and everybody, and so we want to make sure that that experience is as nice as it can be. And I think that the plan is good, like this is an improvement. My question is there anything we can do along the park strip in front of the parking to better enhance the Gateway District? I mean, it feels like this is our opportunity to do something along the street and all it is right now is a little brick pavers and a concrete strip, and it's sort of left out of this plan. And if they have the 31 feet extra, I mean, could we make that planter a little bit wider? And could they at least put street trees at a minimum so that so we have more trees along the entrance to our city?
Yeah, I think that's. a good point.
I absolutely agree, and I was
Yeah.
trying to look at the radii that was coming through here, and the fact that that sidewalk jogs, it appears to me that they could reduce this width here and pick it up
Yeah,
over here.
yeah,
And even if it stayed the same width, at least just putting some street trees out there.
Well, what I'm saying is move all of this down, reduce this
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
to, instead of 31, take it to like 24 to 26, something like that. 24 is a little tight. And that would
Okay,
give
5
you
feet.
5 feet
Yeah.
of planting space along
Right.
here that you could come in and do street trees along
right,
there, which would be great, not only from Highland Drive, but also to have trees to provide some shade and things for cars parking in the parking lot.
Is there a reason why that was left out?
Oh, absolutely.
Let's hear it.
Can I
Yeah.
make a couple points here? First off, we're a very small community. We've got 80 families and, you know, maybe 10 or 15 of them are wealthy enough to give anything substantial. We're a fairly poor community. We've been working for 3 years to raise the money to do this. And this part right here is already paved. We are not removing or replacing this. To reach in and do irrigation, to do trees through here would be a big undertaking. And it's taken us 3 years to raise $240,000 to do this whole thing. And it's killed us. And we've been freaking out the whole way of, oh my gosh, what do we have to do? What do we have to do? What do we need to do? What would we like to do? What's gonna be beneficial? What's gonna, pass muster with the city? So, we know that you guys are talking about doing the path through here, and that is accommodated here. I know we actually moved this whole ADA parking closer to the building to make sure that when you take that 12 feet, we might lose one parking spot here, but everything
So the
else.
city has a plan to
Yeah.
do something.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
will be on the public work, like a master plan to improve that area.
Is there a time frame on that?
I don't know. I have to check its public work and city engineer to
I've been
know.
told 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, but not like happen right now.
No, it's not in the present.
No, yeah.
And there's one that's happening right now, and there's one that's right after it. I think it's the one after that.
Yeah.
But is it possible to, provide for it if you don't have the money for it, let's say, but at that 5 feet, you leave your paving that you have and then you put the paving on the north end, and I understand that. But at 5 feet, so you get a 8 foot strip. And the city would maybe later improve that.
Mhm.
And that will be in the city property or on the private property?
The sidewalk will be city property.
So,
But the 5 feet that they would donate would be. I mean, will you improve that 5 feet? That is on Unitarian property?
I'm not sure. I have to check with it.
I mean, I
So
understand
the-
your concern.
Yeah.
But I think if there's some way to provide this strip there.
Okay.
And either find some Eagle Scouts to come in and do a project, or the city or whatever, or you later.
Yeah.
But I'm with Jesse, I think is a mistake to not address that.
Okay.
Because that strip is not the best in the city.
so,
Because of that double street and all
Yeah.
the stuff that is there.
So you're talking, if the parking space is essentially moved 5 feet this way,
Yeah,
so the 24 feet needs to say, so this can move this way. and
It
we're saying
moves,
there's
that's
31
right,
feet here,
that's
so
right.
this can-
yeah,
So this whole thing can shift there. These can shift up a little bit to
Yep,
leave room
that's
for
it.
this.
that's it.
So would we need to do that 5 feet now?
Yeah,
Could we just move
because
this?
otherwise, you gotta provide for it now. Otherwise, you gotta,
No, provide for it is one thing, but providing and actually constructing it, which would we want?
Well,
so let me ask, is all of it's just striped, right? Parking?
Yes,
So one way to handle it would be to
oh,
just paint these stalls, right? The center stalls,
yeah,
paint them
yeah,
further
5 feet this
over.
way. Okay.
And then leave these where they are. When you come in and redo the paving here, move it over.
yeah, but
And
then
put in that
doing
new
the
curb.
paving there. They say they already have paved.
Yeah,
there.
what I'm saying is.
Put a white line there now saying that's the edge, right?
You don't even need it now, just
No.
at some point in the future,
You can
you
take it
could
out.
put that curb and gutter in
Right.
and you don't have to restripe it. It makes, instead of putting the width here,
Right,
you put the width over here.
and it-
The one issue with that is because you're narrowing this width, your driveway is going to be a little bigger than what it'll be striped for, because this would come out like this, right? And it would be striped something like this.
oh, you're saying this entrance right here wouldn't.
It wouldn't quite line up, but it doesn't matter because you're coming in this way and you're going out, and you can do that and you're turning out there. So I think you just move the striping for this, so all of these stalls line up.
Okay.
And then this becomes wide here so that
Yeah.
when the city comes in and does that, or when you come in and repave the parking, redo your parking here.
No, this was repaved 4 or 5 years ago.
I'm saying in the future, 10 years, whenever, whatever that's done, then you put a new curb in there.
Okay.
And
It seems like it would make sense to do that when that path gets put in.
I don't want to commit the city to, or you to have to do it at that time, because it sounds like you don't have the money to do it at that time.
Well, I mean, not necessarily, Mike, but,
But the idea would be then to come in and put those trees and landscaping.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. Is this actually on their property or is this city property?
The sidewalk.
The sidewalk? And I don't wanna make a bunch of extra cost for these guys. All I want is, I mean, 3 trees, like, at a minimum, I also think. From an owner perspective, if you think about the front of your property, that this is kind of the first impression that you see.
yes.
And I would maybe reevaluate the value, you know, of putting things maybe in the back versus things in the front to sort of make the statement that you're trying to make, which I think is great, by the way, the native, you know, water-wise landscaping is setting an example for other people in the community. I think you're doing the right thing, and I think that you have more ability to make that statement.
Yeah.
In that park strip right up front than you do in the backyard.
The very back of the building, we're doing the absolute minimum.
Right.
All we're doing is ripping out, I mean, for some reason, I don't know why 50 years ago, they paved all the way around the back of the building. So all we're doing is getting rid of the pavement and doing the absolute minimum of filling back in.
So the landscaping you show is not in this budget right now?
The landscape we're doing, so we've taken this right here and done sort of the urban forest field, and this, all this through here and around the edges, and these right here is gonna be the water-wise landscape, and then the
Okay,
grass, we're doing the SQ.
well, I mean, so you do have some money for some landscaping back there.
But all we're doing back here is just,
Well, anywhere, I mean, you're doing landscaping around the building, right?
we're ripping out the asphalt and just filling it with, putting grass there. I mean, that's the minimum that we're
And you're
doing.
not doing landscaping to the east of your building?
To the east,
That's to the left and front.
the left right here, yes, we've,
That's the south side, and that's the urban forest, that's
Yeah,
already
this is-
placed. If you drive by Mill Creek Gardens, it's put an urban forest in.
Yeah.
We also had the walkway come out, especially when we heard that you're gonna do that. So the walkway, anybody can walk down the urban forest on that south side. And that is an urban forest that Mill Creek Gardens is.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you to understand you have a limit budget. And I think what Jesse is saying is, if you have some money going back in the landscaping.
Yeah.
Take some of that and put it in the front where it has more of an impact.
okay,
And the one big problem, you do have one tree that's out there. No water lines, no way is really supporting it right now the way that is. That's been one of the big expenses that we have not been able to. And so you're getting a water line out there for trees or for the landscaping. There is no water access out to this front area.
Yeah, but you're taking the asphalt down at least, you can bury a 1-inch water line, a 1/2 inch.
What is the width of your,
This whole front area, we redid a few years ago at a
Yeah.
very expensive cost. So this whole area in front was already repaved. We were able to do that when we didn't realize what,
so. So I understand your point of trying to shift money, but I'm just saying, we're spending almost nothing back here because we're just filling it back with dirt
yeah,
and putting grass down. And, you know, some cobblestones and some native grasses. The plants that we're doing right here, we actually are getting free through there's a pollinator program with the state. Do you remember the name of the
I
pollinator?
can't remember what.
Utah Pollinator Project or something. So almost all the plants we're getting right here, we're getting free. Well, I understand what you're saying of, you know, yes, we know that, you know, this part right here is not the best look. And it would be great to improve that. A few years from now, when that path is coming in, we'll be in a better spot to do something like this.
here's my concern. it's, the only way you're gonna be able to get water to that island is if you cut the pavement and put a line in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's, you're not gonna be able to,
Through
likely.
the existing pavement
yeah.
right here.
It's going to be a lot easier to cut a 4-inch trench and put that water line in to that area, a stub. And then put that asphalt back right now while you have them doing work. Because to mobilize a company to come in and cut the asphalt, especially when you're already
You're talking
doing
about
it.
bringing in the people to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot more, so
Sure, yeah.
I think the recommendation would be to put in, while you're putting in on all the landscaping and the lines, have them cut
Yeah.
a trench and put in a water line
Yeah.
out to that,
Yeah, because we're
Area.
doing irrigation all through here.
right?
I mean, we've already done it through here. We're doing it in the rest of this, so we can just.
And put that irrigation line in.
Yeah.
Then
Then it's ready.
whenever you come back, you've already got the irrigation in place. That said, you could also. There's an existing curb, I guess, on this side. On the parking lot side,
Over here.
On the
no,
east side of the park.
on the east side of the parking lot.
Yes.
That's the north side, right?
Yeah.
On the east side of the parking, right
Yes,
there.
Right
right
there.
here, curb.
That's a curb and gutter.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, and what's on the other side of that curb and gutter?
Well, there's curb and gutter, sidewalk, and
And there's
then
a-
a park strip or something?
Park Street.
No, there's.
Is that a city park strip?
Yeah, that's the city park.
Okay,
Can you go to that existing photo?
it's it's, yeah, hard to,
I'll use the Google Street View this time.
That'll work. Okay.
I mean, that shows a pretty big arch, strip there. I mean, isn't that the strip that we're talking about?
It does get very wide down here. And it's
Yeah.
sidewalk and brick.
Right now, it's all sidewalk and brick, right?
Sidewalk and brick through here. This dark gray right here is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Chair, I don't know that we need to solve it today. I just think that. It seems like we're in alignment that. If the role of the ARC is to review these projects as they come up in the Gateway District. We need to address the Gateway. Itself, and. I think the city needs to decide. Are they gonna do that as part of their project or are we? I think our responsibility. In the Gateway District is to address the gateway, so I
Yeah.
think,
but the problem is, we can't obligate the city and we don't know when that would happen.
right,
I mean, Mike, you had a good point, and I think what I would recommend is that we provide an additional 5 feet. Like Scott was saying. That the parking shifts 5 feet. Which means, and I wouldn't mind to get a white line in there just to remember. That is a strip to be torn out one day. And there is water to it and you can. Put landscaping in. But there is a provision for it and it is. Big part of this approval that there is intent of taking that 5 feet and making it a landscaped area. Either the city does it. Or the church does it or somebody else. But let's not give up on it and have it recorded as being what it is. Because I'm with Scott, to cut a points, piece of asphalt is nothing.
Yeah.
And
You're
the
right.
money for it is nothing, because you're already paving it. And so, yeah,
Are you gonna donate $2,000 to have that done?
Because
It's not free, right? I also want to point out another thing. You see the big power pole in the middle?
yeah,
That's in the middle of the parking lot and these spaces are aligned where that is kind of between the parking spots. So if you, You move it 5 feet, now that's in the middle of parking spots.
Yeah,
So we would lose two.
So you
parking
lose
spots.
at least 2 parking spots there.
Yeah.
well, one,
Member's gonna pull the diagram up and we can point out where that is.
I mean. I know, but I mean, we need to look at what is the best for the city in the long term. We understand you have a budget. And to put a water line in, is not a big cost.
Um. So are you guys proposing that we put in a water line, move our parking to sub-optimize? To make, so the city can come and just change the whole thing later?
Yeah.
I mean, why are we putting a water line in, or potentially trees as he's suggesting, if the city's just gonna come and rip it all out?
So we're not proposing to put in anything that the city is going to rip out. Okay. The city, anything the city would do there, they could do with what we're proposing. The idea is just,
You're talking about the trees being sort of
Yeah.
next to.
I mean, most likely that 5-foot strip is a property owned by you and should be maintained by you, like the other landscaping.
Yeah.
And so that, yeah, that water is your water and your trees. Or you get the city to help you in doing that, but that's something none of us can deal with. How that might happen, but we are trying to just provide a way that that can happen. That it doesn't become suddenly, yeah, we would do it, now we have to restripe and redo the whole parking. But do the parking now, leave a clear 5-foot strip as part of the approval of this project. Knowing that that can become a landscape area. And we have power, and you've got to bring water out now, since you're already doing asphalt.
And doing irrigation.
Mhm.
Well, even though you don't irrigate before you do the trees.
Right, but I mean, we are doing an irrigation system, so.
Yeah.
what you're saying is, and
Yeah,
the fact is, right now, you could even just put in a couple sleeves.
Yes,
You don't even have to put the actual
Yeah.
piping in, just get in a couple sleeves. I would recommend two or three sleeves,
Yeah.
1 4-inch sleeve and 1 or 2 2-inch sleeves.
Yeah.
Put that in, because then they can come back whenever and run the water line through it. When they tear out all of that paving that is between the back of curb and the sidewalk, then that's open for landscaping and the trees can go in at that time.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I would recommend that as part of the approval, that when the city tears that out, that they put in 1, 2, 3, 4 trees in that area. All right, any other questions from,
let me point out one quick thing. Right here is that power pole that Brian just mentioned.
yeah,
So if this parking section moves 5 feet this way, then we're gonna lose 2 parking spots right here. So,
why 2, not 1?
well, because there's guy wire, there's the guy wire that, so there's that
Oh.
red dot is the post, and the dotted line is the guy wire. And they won't move the guy wire. The city won't move the guy wire,
No,
or whoever, Rocky Mountain Power, or whoever it was. So anyway, so if this all moves, then those 2 parking spots are gonna be dead, which
it
is
would be for the miniature cars,
miniature cars.
just
Yeah,
make it 15 footers,
yeah, well,
which
18
there's
down-
plenty of
down
actually,
to 13.
compact.
Yeah.
Compact cars,
smart cars.
yeah. I know that, you know, what you're dealing with, but we have to look at the long-term picture and not how it gets financed.
No, all I'm saying is as long as you're okay with us losing another couple of parking spots in terms of this plan and this.
do you know how their site plan, do they meet parking requirements and are they close or
Bring up their parking lot, total parking lots.
total parking stalls?
We are in a review process, it's like, I haven't checked yet, but I can get back to you later, yeah.
So here's my thought on that. If you take out that decorative paving that is between the walk and the back of curb and don't even move, you still got room in there for planting. So ideally, you would move that whole parking so this all lines up, but you could come in these 6-foot areas right now and remove that existing decorative pavement and
How
plant it.
wide is that right now that is shown?
I'm assuming that's a
Crosshatch.
4-foot sidewalk, so that looks like it's 5 feet.
Well, yeah,
Maybe
5 or 6
6.
feet.
The entire thing's about 12 at the thickest point.
Oh,
then it gets
from
that-
here.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
I mean, ideally, what you would do right now is tear out that decorative paving and put in trees.
but that's the city property.
I think it should, I don't know whose that is. This is a very,
Are you saying right? Oh,
Well,
are you saying this right here? This
yeah,
Decorative brick?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you took out that decorative brick between the sidewalk and your back of curb, then,
but that's eventually gonna be your 12-foot path.
right, and so that's why I'm saying get the water there, and then when the city comes in and, oh, they're putting in a 12-foot path. That's what you're saying. That's right.
Adam Ginsberg recommended the 12-foot path, so that's what we have counted.
Okay.
I feel like we need, well,
I think what we're recommending at this point is they provide a sleeve from the landscaping out to stub to out to that other area. If they can, however they can get a sleeve in, but I think they should either saw cut it and put a sleeve in, or they should extend, if they can, direct berry type thing,
We'll
put it
just
in.
put an inch line, a half-inch line in there.
Well, it's gonna need to be probably a 2-inch line, a 2-inch sleeve. 2-inch sleeve.
Get the sleeve, just bury the pipe.
Well, they could do that. I would recommend a sleeve, so
Yeah.
if it ever breaks or anything,
Okay.
it's easy to
Yeah.
change it. And we don't need them to actually put the irrigation line in today. We just need the sleeve
Yeah, yeah,
So we can do it later.
but
so
it's,
they can do it later.
Yeah.
And so my recommendation would be that we approve the plan as presented, and then they provide that sleeve so that in the future, when the city comes in and does that path, we can slide that parking over and put in trees.
and actually, what we're saying is there is a 6-foot plus strip there right now.
Yeah, but they'd have to tear out.
Well, sure. But, and is, the better part of it is the city strip probably. I don't see a survey where it's the property line, but whether it's the city or not, that happened with that, so you can keep your power pole and all the good stuff.
And that came with the old roadway and the old right of ways. And the other thing we just got pointed out, if we move that over, we'll lose some more spots.
Yeah,
If we move that
well, I
over
mean-
on that end where they come out.
okay,
Well, I mean, the engineer might be able to tweak how this curve is and still keep these 2 spots.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the street view, and it seems like when, like when the dental office did their project just south of here, when there's been a couple projects that it seems like they had to put street trees in.
Can you go to
The dental office.
Yeah, the dental
Yes.
office. And that was a requirement of their development. And the city's gonna have to rip all that out when they do whatever they're gonna do with this
Mhm.
12-foot path that we have no idea what the timing is or if it's even gonna happen.
right,
I think that all this talk of a sleeve for future is just a lot of work that we don't even know what's gonna happen, and the city's gonna have to figure out the irrigation for the 12-foot path as part of their project. So sleeves and whatever are gonna be run And all the parking's gonna be disrupted and the whole thing is gonna change as part of that 12-foot path project. So I think we should just have them add 3 trees into the existing park strip, that they take them out of the urban forest and move them to the park strip, and we call it good.
So you're gonna require them to pull out all of the brick paving?
No, a 5-foot box.
Yeah, but how do you get irrigation to it?
They have to run irrigation to it
Yeah, which means they have to,
through the asphalt. I mean, I'm not gonna solve the irrigation problem
Yeah.
tonight. I'm just saying they should add street trees in the Gateway District,
strip.
like every other development did along that
Mhm.
zone.
Is that what happened with did they have, pavers in that, park strip?
Can you go to the plan view
This one or this?
I mean,
where you're at, but just
looks to me like
exit
it's
street
all
view and
good.
go so we can see it in plan?
And I don't even want to specify 3 trees. I mean, I think the city can figure out whatever the standard is. They just have to apply the same standard that the other developments did. I don't want to overprescribe this, but I think it's important that the city gets street trees in the gateway. I think it's the whole reason we're here. That's all we have to really. I mean,
We don't have
is
a,
that,
well, is it a Google map?
That's what I'm trying to bring up so I can see it. Can you bring up Google Map and?
Yeah. So this is the Google map.
Okay, now can you pan so we can see? There you go. Go further to the, or
Want to see the street view or?
I don't think we're on.
I don't think we're in the right place.
This is Highland Drive.
This is Fort Union. We need to go over to the other side on Highland.
It's not Highland. Yep.
There we go. So now
So it goes north.
go, yeah. Keep going north.
Well, there's a tree right now, one.
See, there's one tree.
No, go,
There you go. There's trees in there that they've been required to put in.
Yeah,
well, and I'm thinking along the frontage of their property, like, that dental office
You're-
has 4
you're saying-
trees.
You're saying not between Highland Drive and the drive, but between their building and I don't know what the name of that frontage road
Well,
is.
their property is a little different than
It is.
this, but. I mean, you look across the street to the east and there's trees along that whole side. And that side's working. That's what we want to have on the other side of the street. Ultimately.
And I would say it's even more important on the other side because that's where you're going to get shade on your pedestrian zones.
so is that tree in that strip or is it on your property?
Thought about that tree.
I think that is on us.
We ought to leave that for sure.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It looks like there's even a box where there used to be a tree.
This one.
Yeah. Why don't we just put a tree back there?
And this one.
Well, I think that's further north on there,
That's
beyond,
not a problem.
So this one's for it.
yeah.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. I think there needs to be trees in there.
This one.
And however that tree's getting watered. I mean, nothing survives here without irrigation, so I think that should be getting water somehow.
We're definitely not.
It's just there from when that was the old, when they moved Highland Drive over, That's why there's that funny strip north of there, when they moved Highland Drive over and went that other in front there. That was just there, that was just the way it was.
But this tree right in front of Tacky's is what he's saying. There,
Yeah.
we don't have irrigation going under. do we?
No,
We
no.
do not. The only thing that.
And we don't have irrigation to the north there where those other trees are either.
No, but
Yeah.
That's,
I mean, there's no water, otherwise it's all hard surface around it.
Something's
be
gotta
dead.
be, yeah.
But anyway, you're right, let's not solve this issue, but I'm leaning with you that we have a strip, an existing strip that we can plant trees. And I would say 4 trees, because we need to match what's across the street, which is a lot denser. And look at that in there, you know, that. So,
All right, so,
well, if you count one of them, but
so it's from this end to the entrance, 4 trees between there and there,
yeah,
from here to here,
yeah.
I-
Yeah,
I think,
counting the existing one or 4 more?
I think just 2 more and the existing, I don't know that you can get a 4th, I don't know, that's why I would leave that up to city engineering to decide,
well, there could be one down at the entrance right there when you,
yeah.
and then we have an existing, and then 2 more, so there's 3 trees then. That's right, there want to be 2 more, yeah. Okay,
If we do one here and then one equidistant this way, then that.
no, I mean, 1 down below and 2 up above,
2 of them, okay. Well, there's
and keep the one you have.
Yeah, one here. And there's the one
Yeah.
spot right there,
And then one on the other side of the sidewalk.
down here.
No,
I think that
Further
gets,
up.
right
I
there.
think it's off their property.
Yeah.
Yeah, our property ends here.
It's not different.
Yeah, that's not ours.
Yeah, I think there's just one above and one below.
All right, so I would recommend that we be specific in how many trees we want. Because that's really, that'll be more clear as to what our expectation is. I think from what I've heard, there are 2 stipulations that that we would like, and that is, one is that they add 2 more trees at least. And the second is that they come back with a landscape plan to be approved. Are there any other comments that the commission has? So with that, I need a motion.
Okay, can I have to clarify? Are you also requiring that we move the center parking 5 feet? We're gonna leave that for now.
No,
I think because everything that you're doing in there is just going to be striping. I don't think it
Okay.
matters at this point.
well.
It would matter in the
It
future.
would matter, but the reality is that strip is a city strip. And they're gonna improve it like they have all the way up and down.
Mhm.
And I think. So that's the cities, but you're putting 2 trees in.
That's what we care about. We don't care about them moving
Right.
it over.
well, we'd have to run the irrigation now to put the 2 trees there.
Yeah, you gotta.
So that's a big expense then now.
I'm sorry. Cutting a sheet and putting a 1-inch pipeline in, it's and then, well, anyway, we won't deal with that.
I also think the city should have the city engineer look at this situation and find out what's watering that existing tree, because that this may be city irrigation that just needs to be expanded as part of this project. And it seems likely that there is a sleeve going to that box where there used to be a tree.
I agree.
I mean, there might be, the infrastructure might be there.
Yeah.
I think the city engineer should look into this.
Look up above.
I don't think-
Those trees had to have water, right, up above, move it down, yeah.
Here.
Yeah, right there, all those trees are getting water
Yeah,
from the city, from a system. And they're just extending that system down.
And if we're gonna place the trees, it would be good if you look and said, here's what our plans are gonna be in the future, so we don't put the tree in and then you go, oh, that's where the pathway is in a few years, and then we have to the tree. So if we're looking down the road, you should be actually telling us, we want the tree here or here, not just we plant a tree and then in 5 years, that's where the path or something else changes. So it needs to be a little more clear if you're gonna say that to us too, where exactly, because it's kind of nebulous now. You can plant it with your waste.
It will be in the plan.
So here's my thinking on it, and that is, we are trying to hit the requirement for street trees along Highland Drive. How they do that is their choice. You could cut out spaces in the existing parking lot and put trees in there, or you could put them in that existing island. I just want trees along that front. So my recommendation is not to prescribe how, but to prescribe that they provide the trees in the front and a landscape plan.
And again, for clarification, if you're saying trees, we need to prescribe what type, because if you plant something
That
and you.
that should come in the landscape plan.
Okay, and then you'll approve it then, or you, or telling us what?
The city.
The city has an
This is-
approved tree list,
Yes.
so you can use that tree list to choose the tree that's city
If you look
approved.
at that existing tree, I'm afraid it's a junk tree. And why we add it, maybe need to. It doesn't look like any of the trees. Are they
I
maple
think
trees?
that-
Are they, what are they in the
Yes.
street?
I want them to bring a landscape plan back, and that
Look at that
landscape
tree,
plan,
that, to me, that is a junk tree, whatever that is.
the landscape plan will need to show what the existing tree is and
And-
what
and-
the
and I
future
would say-
trees is, and we'll evaluate it at that
Yeah, I
time.
mean, if. It should be comparable to what is there up to the north. And maybe even that tree needs to be removed to match it. So we don't get an oddball, and that tree is not a street tree.
It seemed to me there was one other stipulation that we had talked about, and I am trying to remember what that may have been.
We had one question from our group. Is there any way that if the trees were back in here rather than up on the sidewalk, if that would, they need to be on the sidewalk?
It doesn't define Highland Drive.
Okay, sure.
It needs to define Highland Drive.
All right, any other questions or comments? Yeah, then I need a motion from the commission.
It was your idea, Jesse.
I will make a motion that we approve project CLP 25003 on the condition that they bring back a detailed landscape plan and that they include street trees along Highland Drive.
And
We recommend that they work with city staff and engineering to determine the details of the street trees and irrigation.
Well, to match the city's ordinance for street trees or types.
Yeah,
And that's, I wanna, that existing tree doesn't match that, I think, so it should be 3 trees in there, or you determine your spacing, you have spacing already on the east side. So by city spacing and type, and irrigation for it.
And
Sounds
so
like
for
it.
clarification, is the landscape plan coming back to the design review committee for final approval?
I think that it can just be emailed to the chair for chair approval.
Everybody comfortable with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Okay.
It'll match your guidelines, it really.
yeah,
Right, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
yeah. I second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
It's unanimous, so thank you very much. All right,
Can I ask a clarifying question on timing? How long will the turnaround time be once we submit that plan?
that's up to the city.
Yeah, your building permission review process, so if you want to get like the whole correction, is probably provided as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, and those things, when we receive it, city planner or collector will do the first review and will send it to the chair to do for the final approval.
Okay.
But we will check everything meet the code before we send it to the chair.
Well, good luck with it.
Absolutely.
Actually,
Thank you.
memory comes back. Years ago, you had some great auctions. But you were alive back then.
I was not there.
You had some great art auction. I had several of those things I bought. I thought was cool stuff.
That sounds fun.
They probably made money from that.
Yeah, probably so. All right, well,
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
appreciate the help. All right.
Okay, with that,
I'm waiting for eminent asphalt. And request it.
okay,
It's another issue, right?
It's not,
It's not on the
it
agenda.
has to do with government part, and I've tracked it down, so it's not to do with the whole committee, I just want to ask them. a question. This has been fun. They'll give them to you.
Do we have minutes? Do we have minutes?
Sure.
So then let's move to item 3.0 consent agenda. Item 3.1 approval of the minutes for August 28th, 2025. I need a motion that we approve the minutes of tonight's meeting based on the process as written on the agenda.
I approve that. Or,
You,
And I'll second that.
you move.
Yeah,
that
move
We
that.
approve the meeting minutes,
Yeah.
that the recorder will prepare the minutes and email them to each member of the
Right.
commission. The member will have 5 days to review the minutes, provide any changes. If after 5 days there are no changes, the minutes will stand approved. If there are changes, the process will be followed until the changes are made and the commission agrees, at which time the minutes shall be deemed approved. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
That passes unanimously. With that, because this is a meeting that requires us to post an agenda for items to be heard, I'm going to ask that somebody makes a motion to adjourn. I'm happy to talk with them after.
Motion that we adjourn.
Have a motion?
I,
Have a second
Aye.
from Nils?
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.